So, as always, on Tuesdays, one of the very, very best things is Shazam. So many of you have heard this, but I'm going to keep telling this story until it takes deep root, which is, so Suzanne is now known as Shazam. There's a close friend of ours collectively that has a little boy, and she was explaining to him, she was going on a trip with a bunch of yoga teachers, and it started with, well, there's Crystal, and he was like, you have a friend named Crystal? And she was like, yes, I have a friend named Crystal. That's amazing. And then she said Suzanne and Annette, and he goes, you have a friend named Shazam? And she was like, yes, I have a friend named Shazam. And so from that point forward, Suzanne's name has become Shazam. Because in my humble opinion and my definite experience of her personally, she is a superhero. So she Shazams. And what she Shazams is, she's here with us today to do assists and adjusts. And so this leads right directly into our philosophy and the conversation that we want to have about how we practice. Because of course, having a superhero that comes and makes contact with you, it's an opportunity for us to understand in a felt sense that there is no right and no wrong. Many of you have been with me, and I'm grateful for this, when there's a new student in the class. And this seems to happen a little bit more with dudes than with women, and we could have a lot of conversation about that. However, one of the things that men, in my experience of coming onto the mat, one of their first sort of like concerns is, am I gonna look like an asshole trying to do this thing, this yoga thing? And my answer is, if you can't get it wrong, if you can't get it right, then you can't get it wrong, which is exactly what should be happening in our expression of our asana, which is it can't be this small. It can't be contained in a tiny container of getting it right, getting it wrong. It's actually way larger than that. And so once we move beyond this diametrically opposed expression of what our yoga is, oh, I got my yoga right today. You might say, I got right today with the Lord, with my inner goddess. I lit my shit up, which is a different conversation than I got it right. It's of critical importance because as Suzanne Shazam starts to move into our practice with us, she may come to you, she may elicit more breath by doing the Darth Vader trick where she stands next to you and just is like, Luke, I am your father, and snores the breath in and snores the breath out to remind you of the key component in yoga, which is the breath. And so expressing the breath rather than pursuing the posture is the first sort of alert that she might give you. And then as the comfort level in the room and the safety in your own body and in your own experience starts to really unfold and open up, there may be an opportunity for her to illuminate a part of your body that currently isn't registering on the map in the mind, inside. So, maybe you're in Warrior 1 and everything's up here like a pair of rabbit ears and bad earrings. And there may be an opportunity for you to, once you know that that's happening, to move toward greater ease. And so contact might be made. And the minute we can allow ourselves to say, like, her contact isn't corrective, like I'm not getting it wrong when she touches you. There may just be an opportunity for more awareness, a wider experience of yourself. And equally, if you're like, I don't want to widen my experience of myself. I got plenty going on right here in my little tiny keyhole, and that's enough. Then you're always in a space to say no to contact from someone whose intention is to lovingly, consciously heighten your awareness. And that brings us to one more piece about our nervous system, which certainly for me on this day, I am really, really, really full. And one of the gauges that I have with that is that I invite you to pay attention to what your tell is, like in poker. You watch for somebody, their antsy little niggle, wiggle, jiggle that says like they're lying. You know, that's why it's called a tell. It tells the truth about the situation. The bluff, basically. So when my nervous system is at its capacity, I'm easily irritated. Super easy. Like I drop a spoon. Fuck. You know, cocksucker, motherfucker, about a spoon. You know, you drop something or you spill your water and suddenly you're in like a rage. And the best one I have is, and I have an imagination, everybody's had this experience. You go to open the junk drawer because you need like the charger that's in there, you know it's in there, and the junk drawer is so full you can't get the fucking thing open, and you erupt into an animal, and then you rip it out of its cubby, and the shit goes everywhere. How many people have had, like, you just lose your shit, right, over a drawer? I promise you that that's your nervous system, like, flagging. You're not going to be nice to people today. You're going to have a harder time than usual being gentle and kind with yourself. And our practice is an opportunity to, like, open up the spigot of shit and let it go. To move away from ripping up your house and tearing shit down. Right? You can't get the drawer open, you lose it. Massive style. So if, like myself, we're in that space of you're ready to like just tear something up out of sheer frustration with life is not aligning with your timing, your get shit done list, that's when we must practice. So it's no mistake that I'm on the mat with you today. I have no idea where your nervous systems are. So the last word before we start the movement practice, you're always welcome to do less, to do more, to do nothing. It's your practice. I will always, and so will Shazam, be calling you to your breath, because that's the key to staying in the now, where like the drawer's stuck. It's not something to go get a hatchet for, right? Or a fucking blowtorch. Light that shit up. So I encourage you, acknowledge when you practice with me, there's always room for less. There's always room for more. There's always room for you to do nothing beyond stay alive. Step into the breath. And see if we can't, as a result of our practice, the most important thing is that we translate ease back into our being. We open the door for that as the shit goes out, and we take it out into the world as an active thing. So let's see if we can open one spigot and open a heart door for remembering. 2 arms, 2 legs. I took a poop today. It was an awesome experience. Thank God I got rid of some shit. I'll invite you onto your bellies. And as you come down and onto your